What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the podcast that sucks. Or at least that's what the people on Twitter say. They be saying, I had one dude say that I should stop wasting air. And I was like, dang, feels bad, but we back. And we're back with a vengeance, dude.
Imagine just like you're just out in the streets, you know, walking, going to work or something, and I don't know, you're just like kind of promoting your podcast.
Yeah.
And somebody that you're promoting podcast to is just looks at you straight in the face and is like, "Stop breathing." That's what happened.
Or
stop wasting air.
Or the other comment I had was, "Hail Satan." Imagine somebody just walking up to you and saying that. It's like, okay.
Hail Satan.
Good day, sir. I'm gonna continue ordering my Subway sandwich. It's like,
bro, Subway sandwich. When's the last time you had a Subway sandwich?
Too long. I love going to
Are
Subway.
they good? Like, I don't know. Like, I ate them all the time as a kid, I feel like. Because that was like one of the two restaurants that was in my town. And I got the same thing every time, you know, foot long.
Yeah.
It was $5 back then. Awesome deal.
$5 foot long.
I don't know. I feel like it tastes the same, but it's like not as good now that I'm older.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, dude. It all went downhill the second they got rid of the pedophile. So, second they got rid of Jared from Subway, the sandwiches didn't hit the same.
I wonder if he was, you know, up in HQ, up in the lab, cooking up the meats or something.
And if we just like follow that line of logic, Nickelodeon's about to get a lot worse, bro. Entertainment in general is about to go downhill.
That Subway Nickelodeon relationship is over.
Do you think, just like,
yeah,
this is, you know,
are you getting into the weird territory right now?
Do you think that you kind of have to have messed up people to make?
Ask you that question.
Do you think you have to have messed up people to make cool stuff? Because it's, I don't know why. Why does it always seem like that works? That happens. Why does it always seem like you got to have some screwy people?
Why can't we just talk about our Subway sandwich orders?
Flatbread tuna, olive oil, mayonnaise,
tuna?
red onions. Yeah, it goes hard. I get my tuna sandwich toasted too.
Yo, you know that's not too. Oh, pause. You get it toasted?
Yeah, bro, that's good.
Hold on. No,
I put some warm.
There's like three sins going on here at one time. You don't order tuna with a flatbread, first of all.
Yes, you do. It hits hard.
And then second of all, you don't order tuna at Subway. And third, you don't toast that.
Dude, it's the white person's Mediterranean meal is a tuna flatbread.
Oh, dude, that is not tuna. That's like
it's a white man's gyro.
That's like a horse quad or something.
Horse quad?
Horse quad.
Dude, actually,
so nasty.
Good topic. Horse. Do you remember, or was it you or just my family? Do you remember Del Taco?
I love Del Taco.
They used to have the quarter, literally a quarter for a chicken taco, chicken soft taco. Chicken was horse, and it was bussin'. Literally had some of the best tacos I've ever eaten.
Was it only chicken horse? Because I know that it was the horse thing that got him.
I mean, I don't think there was probably real horse meat in like all of it, but they were found to have horse meat in some of it.
But was it just chicken?
They snuck it in there. I don't know which one they snuck it into. But
bro, I mean,
that's it. We're right back to it.
We are.
If you want to make great stuff, sometimes you got to sneak in a little horse.
Is it worth it? I mean, dude, those tacos were so good.
They were great.
And it probably had horse in it. I probably ate horse.
I mean, think about what's the purple guy from McDonald's.
Oh,
you got to have a little freak in there. Yeah, put a grimace.
You got to have a little grimace juice in your shake.
Yeah, you got to have a little what? I don't know. Who's another pervert?
Hamburglar? Ronald?
Dude, Ronald's definitely a pervert.
Ronald got that red nose. You know he up to something with that.
Ronald got a red nose.
He got a rash on his nose.
Dr. Seuss, the dude that wrote all the great children's stories, is a weirdo. He wrote all of our or not all. That's a crazy statement. He wrote a lot of our war propaganda and stuff. Or he wrote a lot of war propaganda.
Okay.
He wrote a lot of...
Just ruining all of my childhood right now. No big deal.
There's
R.L.
people-
Stein. What'd he do?
I don't know.
Is he normal?
I think he was a Jew. Stein.
Of course.
Dude, I heard I am 100% stealing this joke, but I heard somebody talking about. It's funny that it's called Palestine because there's a pal of any Stein.
Stein isn't like a Jew.
Stein's usually a Jew name. And I was like, that didn't have to make so much sense.
I heard one where it's like, this is obviously anti-Israel people, but they're like, Benjamin Netanyahu, he is what his name is. He's a Yahoo. I'm like, bro, that's not even funny.
Dude, it's most of the time.
This is stupid.
If you look at it, dude, most of the time, I'm just the straight facts. Most of the time, the liberals are less funny. Most of the time, conservatives are considerably more funny.
Well, because it's women that are the liberal comedians.
Well, sometimes. Across the board, though. Like, you'll see, I don't know.
Amy
Trump
Poehler.
he changed the whole game. Like, it became, instead of ideas, just memes. Just straight up memes. Just the second you kill a terrorist, Abdul Jabbar Baghdadi, he died like a dog. And it's like, bro, could you imagine just George W. Bush just breaking character? Like, we broke into a terrorist facility. They died like dogs. It's like,
and we aired out the joint.
Completely changed the game. Like, politics used to have, smartness. Ronald Reagan,
have class.
Ronald Reagan used to pull up in there, drop a hot quote. Trump drops a hot mixtape. The fact that Trump hasn't come out with a rap song yet is insane.
Oh, it's coming, dude.
He's got sneakers. He's got what else? I mean,
He's got everything but a rap song right now. Yeah, that's a good point, dude. I mean, we used to have class, but now it's just sass.
Okay,
really.
go pop off, King.
I'm just like Ronald Reagan, dude. I come in here and drop a hard quote every once in a while. But I don't know. I mean,
do you think we'll ever
4
get
more years of Trump would be some good meme material?
It would. That's what people like. Really sit there and think to yourself, like, oh, you're sitting there. You're like, oh, Biden's gonna be less contentious, and it's gonna be a safer 4 years, dude. Imagine having another 4 years of memes and good times, and
and good times.
Maybe a little scary situation. That's fine. Okay. You guys want the dude that almost got assassinated by a Schwinn to
a Schwinn?
Yeah, the bike.
Is that what he's riding?
Yes, bro.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Or stairs,
I mean, I'm excited. I think that I'm going to wait till November 5th to make my house purchase. I'm going to wait till an extremely volatile market bust up in there.
Well, I don't really want to talk about politics again. I feel like we talk about that a lot.
True.
I feel like it's kind of boring for people to listen to.
Do you think what I write down, bro? I wrote down.
I don't know.
Oh, I remember. So this happened to me this week. So I'm trying to think about how to say this. I'm just going to be honest, because honesty is the best policy. I was told to basically write an appreciation card for somebody.
You were told to?
I was told to write an appreciation card for me. And it just kind of grinds my gears. Because it's like, if you tell somebody to write an appreciation, then it takes out all the appreciation. Because, like, you didn't think of it on your own. And I'm wondering, does that...
Yeah, that was my first thought, too.
Is that a personal problem?
Maybe. That was my first thought. I was like, if somebody tells you to be nice to somebody, that's kind of what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's like,
It's not going to... I don't think it's going to be genuine, but I think it can turn into genuine, I mean, it's like whenever you're a kid, you're going to be taught to be nice to people. And then you just grow up and you become nice to people. So,
yeah.
It might turn into... But yeah, as long as the person who's receiving the note doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just wild to me that I wonder if people like have those thoughts, like as they're passing out their appreciation cards, do they not stop and think like, oh, I'm, essentially forcing a group of people to be appreciative? I don't know. For me, I just have like a hard time even. I don't know. I have a hard time inviting people to like my birthday or something, or anything that would involve me. Or it's like, whenever my graduation rolled around, it's like, oh, invite all your friends and come get them to come see and look at what you did. And it's like, I don't want to force myself on people, and maybe I got
some thoughts on that, because I think it's due to your childhood, honestly.
What do you mean, dude? My hood was child good.
What? Did you listen to Theo's latest podcast?
It was with the therapist.
Yeah.
Most annoying podcast I've ever listened to in my entire life.
I don't know. I didn't listen to all of it. I listened like an hour or so.
Could you bear it? Let's talk about this. This is good.
Well, I was going to say he's got some good points. So at some points I thought about you, because it kind of described you a little bit.
It does? What are you talking about?
Okay, the fact you didn't catch it. Okay. So he was talking about, and I'm obviously going to butcher this, but he's talking about like kids being raised up in a home that's like doesn't really have the kid doesn't have the ability to be emotional to his parents or a parent. So it's like they don't know how to express their emotions, so they feel like they can't, and in turn they feel like they have to be wanted in a different way or something like that. And so he gave I probably butchered the whole thing, but he gave like an example of a kid who is probably like naturally funny, and so he like learns that he can make people laugh, and that's like all he wants to do all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ding ding.
But the thing with that is, I understand how people get that line of logic. And the therapist guy, there's this thing in therapy, this nice Freudian crap, where everything is your parents' fault. And I can understand it to a certain degree. I can understand like how you're raised, obviously, like no doubt, is going to have an impact on how you act. But I do think that there definitely is some kind of inherent nature to people. And I think some people figure out how to tap into their nature, and some people figure out how to channel their nature easier than other people's. But I also think that you get rewards from a lot of places. Like, I don't just get rewards from my parents when I act a certain way. Like, when I'm a kid, virtually nobody grows up with their parents, like, exclusively. Like, for me, even if I was, like, generally funny, like, I was funny to my friends at, like, 6 years old or 5 years old. Like, I can specifically remember hanging out with older kids, and they'd be like, call me fat or whatever. And I just leaned into it. I was like, yeah. Like, and I just was like, I made fun of being fat, you could say maybe there's something about how I was raised, but also I feel like I felt like I got rewarded for being funny. And so at that point it clicked in my mind, and it had nothing to do with my parents all the time. And so I think if you're going to be a therapist and you're going to say like a lot of these things are trauma and how your parents raised you, or did your parents make 10 minutes of eye contact a day, it's like I feel like you're doing a disservice to the other 50% of your life where you're with other people as well. Is that not reasonable?
Sure. I mean, I just said parents because that's what he said. I mean, I don't think he was just. I don't think this particular person was thinking trauma, whatever, is all from parents. Which I don't think anybody thinks that, but it's just a lot of it is in your childhood, and I mean, you spend most of your time with your parents, I would assume.
Yeah.
And your friends would have a An impact on that in your life, early life. But, yeah, I don't know.
What do you think? Do you think we're more nature or nurture?
We talked about this already.
Well, tell me again.
I forgot what nurture what?
Do you think that people are basically are defined by their circumstances? Like, essentially, the two extremes would be every baby that pops out is essentially a blank canvas, and your parents paint the canvas. Or every baby that pops out is pretty much already a piece of art that already has a bunch of information on it, and then your parents can essentially paint on it, maybe change some things. It's like that's essentially the difference.
80-20.
Which
80% the first one.
You think 80% nurture?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because obviously you're going to have a personality, so that's like probably the 20%, I'd think. Other 80% is, I don't know, if a family, like if my brother and his wife randomly adopted a baby from Palestine.
Okay. Sweet spot.
I don't know if that baby's just gonna automatically grow up and become a Jew hater. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's more. I understand what you're saying.
Because they would raise him, I guess, would nurture him up to, love everyone.
But I think that that's like a more ideological thing. I think nature and nurture is more about like more innate emotions, like happy, glad, or sorry, that's
the 20% personality.
But I think that's the big part. The big part is like, where do you like go to in times of stress, or where do you go to in times of happiness?
Where do you go to?
Yeah, like, are you like whenever you get sad, how do you deal with it? Do you flight or fight? And so
I don't think that's just inherent.
You don't, dude?
No. I think you're taught that. I mean, if you're taught to fight back or fly, I was taught to fight to protect yourself or somebody else. You know, if somebody picks a fight with you at school, I'm not going to defend myself if the punch is thrown first.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw up first punch, but I'm not going to just fly, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
But I think I'm a big time runner. And I don't think anybody.
No, you're not. You're not. Stand up and show the people you're not a big time runner.
But I don't think anybody taught me that.
You're a big time absorber.
I think I would just.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody taught you that, so
that's nature. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, I think we might be a lot more nature than we are nurture. And there's nothing. That doesn't mean you can't change. I'm just saying, as a baseline, as people that haven't been molded yet, I think we all have like really like big personalities like ingrained in us from birth, and maybe that's even our soul, or
that's
okay. I think
that's the whole scenario you gave me of a baby popping out. Is it nature or nurture? Well, obviously, that has 0% nurture at that point because it just came out.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll change my answer to 0, 100 because it's all nature.
Yeah, but
and I'm saying how that baby will become an adult would probably be 80-20 if it was raised the right way, I would say.
But I think people still no matter how they're nurtured, obviously you can change your emotions. Like, the big problem with nature people is that they'll be like, that's just the way I am. Like, that's the way my wires work. I can't do anything. I'm my wires, I can't be a forgiving person, or I can't be, you know, a not angry person. And that's not at all what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about, I think you're a lot more, your immediate reactions, you're not thought through reactions. Like if you were to just completely go off emotions, I think there's a big nature in everybody. And if they don't, basically, if you don't ever learn how to control your emotions and think through your emotions, I don't know that
which is the nurture part, right?
Kind of, but that's where.
Well, who else is going to teach you? Unless your parents or yourself, if you grow up, you know, you want to know. Like that's like we said earlier about people giving the excuse that, you know, this is just how I am or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wired that way. It's like, okay, if the culture wants to accept that as an acceptable reasoning for somebody just being mean-tempered or whatever, to give an example, then what's stopping them from accepting like a pedophile being like, I'm just wired that way, you know?
Well, you can be wired anyway, but that's the thing. You can't. As people, our goal should be to push past our circumstances, and whenever we get bogged down in my opinion, the therapist of today and that guy in the podcast, he said one thing that it ticked me off. He was like, Theo said, and this was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, he said, how easy is it for somebody that has had a serious relationship with trauma in their life, how easy is it for them to have a healthy relationship with somebody? And the therapist came back instantly and was like, oh, almost impossible. And I was like, that is such a stupid way to look at life, to act like these moments of trauma or whatever, like your parents not looking at you enough. I know it's like, it can mess you up psychologically, but just to define your life by how you were nurtured is just, I think that is, that to me seems like a way worse ideological path than your nature, and that you are born with certain emotions and those emotions are always going to be with you, but you have to learn how to fight past those.
Yeah, I was going to say,
and to not be a creature of emotion.
To wrap up this whole discussion, because we're long-winding it, but I'm still like learning about therapy and trauma and like what that is, because it's kind of like a buzzword now, actually. But even though I don't really understand it all like to a T, I understand the gist. And I think the gist is like, even if you were raised or grew up like not having the best father figure or mother figure or best people to look up to in your life, or you were raised not in the best circumstances, basically, that doesn't mean you have to stay there, right? I think you can get out of it. You're basically just starting somewhere that somebody else maybe is starting up here. You know what I'm saying? In our
folly wisdom, you know? Because there's people that start off with all the advantages, and how do they end up?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or all of the quotation advantages.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to stay where you are. And obviously those people who have all of those advantages sometimes don't stay up there. They come down here, you know? Yeah. Like you know, daddy's money. Everything's just handed to you, you're not going to be up there for long because you know how to handle yourself.
Yeah.
But if you start down here and you figure out how to handle yourself, you'll get up there. Anyway.
We put all of these, really, if you sit there and think about it, we put all of these insane titles on things. Like we know something. Like we say advantages, and then 1 second we turn around and all of a sudden they're disadvantages. And we just act like that's normal. Like, clearly, okay, if you come from a rich family, everybody will say you're advantaged. But then right after that, they'll be like, oh, yeah, but, you know, they're disadvantaged because they never built any kind of drive in their life because they never had to have any kind of drive because they had everything handed to them.
Okay.
I just think, just be careful what you think, I guess. Be careful how you perceive the world, and
from the 20 minutes we've on this, just be careful what you think.
Be careful how you
don't be careful what you think. Be careful what you hear, I would say.
Be careful.
Think through what you hear. Don't just accept what you hear.
Be careful of how you perceive the world and how you receive the information in it. Because the second that you try to wrap our little human brains around it, I mean, it's just, we're going to mess it up. There's so many factors and things to consider that we're going to mess it up.
All right, well, we're going to mess it up.
And so basically don't try to think at all. Don't try to learn.
Yeah, great.
Just kidding. Just kidding, Honkis.
You remember movies but not TikTok?
I was wondering, because I kind of honestly, I don't watch TikTok that much.
You're not even on
or
it?
On Reels. Well, I kind of am equating TikTok with Reels, but
okay, yeah, same thing.
I'm having a hard time thinking about this, so I was wondering if maybe you could think about it. Do you think that you remember TikToks for in the same way that you remember movies? Because whenever I first think about it, I'm like, I don't think I do. Like, I see this 8-second clip, and I don't think it ever is really ingrained in my way the movie is. Like a 2-hour long format movie can get ingrained in your brain, and you can almost like see the scenes and kind of even remember the dialogue. And even with only seeing it one time, you can kind of remember some things. But if you watch a TikTok, I don't know if you ever really kind of remember it the same way. We can kind of remember memes.
And you don't know why that is? Because it's pretty obvious.
Why do you think it is?
The longevity. It's just a longer, the more you're on something, anything, the more you're going to remember.
Why does that create more memory?
Bro, because what do I look like, a doctor?
Because
scientist?
You have to remember a lot more. It's both the same amount of information.
No, it's not.
if
8
you
seconds
were to
is a
cut 8
lot
seconds
shorter than 2 hours.
What I'm saying is, if you were to cut 8 seconds of a movie and 8 seconds of a TikTok, it's the same amount of information, but somehow you retain that information more when it's over a long period of time.
Yeah, because it's 2 hours, not 8 seconds. It's a ridiculous thing to say.
But
8 seconds is 8 seconds, even if it's a TikTok or a movie. But a movie you remember because it's 2 hours long. It's not 8 seconds long.
I don't know. You just you never remember a TikTok for that long, though.
Unless it's
Isn't
viral.
that weird?
Unless it's viral because it's repetitive. You see it.
But do you 2 years later? Do you really remember it the same way you remember a movie? I feel like you don't.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. Is that not 2 years old?
But that's a song. That's not
the TikTok.
Can you?
What are we going?
Are you
now? We're putting songs in this equation.
Are you remembering?
The song is repetitive. Of course, you're gonna remember a song. It's a rhyme.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm just asking you to speculate a little.
Speculate?
Yeah.
I already know the answer to this, bro. It's longevity.
There's no answer sometimes. Sometimes you just...
There's an answer to this one. 8 seconds is 8 seconds. You remember what happened 8 seconds ago? What did you say 8 seconds ago?
Speculate.
Huh?
I said it's okay to speculate sometimes.
No.
That's definitely what I said 8 seconds ago.
Not 8 seconds ago. I was watching.
Run the clip back. Run it back.
No. You remember what we were talking about 52 minutes ago? The start of this?
I think racism. And that was on our Patreon.
Longevity, dude.
We're on our we're talking about
racism.
Yeah. That's something else that's been kind of ticking me off.
Is racism? We're gonna go back into politics.
Not racism.
Let's go.
No, the last part of racism. Ism. I'm so freaking tired of hearing the word ism.
Of all the isms.
There's so many.
I hate how many
racism,
new ones there are all the time.
Yeah,
I have to keep up with so many.
Can you do me a favor, because I don't have my phone? Can you look up what ism means? Because I feel like we're using it way too much. It's just
I think I've known what this is.
I don't know how to. Maybe it's a Latin root. I don't know.
Is a distinctive practice, system, or philosophy, typically a political ideology or an artistic movement.
Okay, so a specific practice or an ideology, or what did it say? Like a structure of beliefs?
No. That's
What did it say?
not what it said. A distinctive practice, system, or philosophy, typically a political ideology or an artistic movement.
A practice of beliefs. People are using this ism. Like, when you say somebody has racism, it's like, how many people actually have, like, a specific philosophy and practice of beliefs to their racism? Like, how many people have specific philosophy, like, if you're 1/4 black, you are this much hatred in my heart. Or you have, like, solid rules.
Look at this list of isms, bro.
Bro, let's
Look at this list of
scroll
isms.
to the middle.
Hold on. Without looking, just think of like an ism that you might have heard of.
Okay, you
before.
ready?
We're gonna see if this on this
I'm
list.
going to do as many as I can. Racism, intellectualism,
Okay, obviously it's here.
humanism, xenophobiaism, arachnophobism.
Wait, taxism?
What's taxism? No, I probably have taxism. I hate
Oh,
those.
that's laxism.
Like laxative?
Laxism is belief that an unlikely opinion may be safely followed.
An unlikely event. Laxism. I kind of like that. An unlikely opinion. Whoever
That's just blind faith.
the most least likely thing to happen is probably it.
Lacism. What is this?
Is that lingerie?
Doctrine of lingerie. Doctrine of oppositions to clergy and priests.
Oh,
Why do we need a word for this?
I don't know.
This makes me so
How
mad.
about I just don't like priestism?
Exactly. Just make it
Just
easy.
say the words, guys. Stop hiding behind an ism. Say, you know what? Frick SeaWorldism. You don't need to just say you don't like whales in captivity.
Look at this. This is still stupid. Hollow baptism.
Hollow?
Belief
Hollow?
in baptism with total immersion in water. Just say full immersion. It doesn't have to be hollow baptism.
Like, why do I have to have an argument with somebody and then look up what the word that they're using against me means?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, how about just say, I don't know. I don't like strip malls, not stripperism.
I found one that's not on here that I thought of.
What?
Marxism.
But that
Marxism is not on here. And why is that a word then?
What?
Why is that a term we say, Marxism?
That's from Karl Marx.
I know, but like, do we need that word?
Marxism actually makes sense because that's like saying like somebody's ideas as an ism. I like that better than lacism, which it just means you don't like priest. Like Karl Marx is, because that's reasonable. It's fine to say an ism if it's like a person's ideology. Like Jared from Subwayism, you like kids.
Racism.
Or Grimacism, you like being in the shadows, splashing people with frothy milk.
Zootheism. Zootheism?
Is that Bill Cosby? Is it Rufism?
Attribution of divine qualities to animals.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know.
Dude, what do you think is the most divine animal? Like, if you were gonna be a pagan, what
Autism is not on here. Autism isn't real.
Wait, hold up. What is autism?
It's not a theology, I guess.
Carism. They do like cars. They have a philosophy of cars.
Okay.
I never thought about
Think
that.
about it, dude. Joshism.
What else was
Would you be a follower?
Dude, I want to know, what animal, if you were a pagan, would you worship?
If I was a pagan?
Yes. What is the most divine animal to you? Because Hindus like elephants, which
not
is
a bug. Not a...
Dude, yeah, nobody ever worships bugs.
Well, I'm just trying to boil it down here. Dwindle down on my options. Probably not a...
Snail.
Not
Nobody's
like a...
doing snail.
Yeah, not like a rodent. Snail's a bug.
Chinese have Year of the Rodent. Year of the Rat.
Oh, man, what's that? Like... Probably Probably like Gyarados.
The heck is a Gyarados?
That's a Pokemon. Dude, if you tell me like a pagan, like I don't know, you show a picture of like a Gyarados to some like untapped tribe in the middle of nowhere, they'll be like,
do you know how sick it would be to freaking just come in like an all-knowing being into an African tribe?
You show them
an uncontacted tribe and just
show them your Pokedex.
That'd be so sick.
They would worship you.
Oh, you only have holographic Pokemon cards, and so you're like shaking them, and they're like, oh, they're getting excited.
I'm thinking like showing them like AI generated images of like real Pokemon. Dude, they would lose their minds.
You could literally show an uncontacted tribe one of those holographic Valentine's cards where it says "I love you" when you're looking at it one way and "I hate you" looking at the other way, and like tell them their fate, and they would believe it. I mean, you would not need much to become a god.
No. You pull up. I mean, you pull up to an uncontacted tribe with like, I don't know, some plastic. You know how far you get?
A tarp.
A tarp?
They're like, wait, we don't need to use
a lighter,
leaves?
dude. If you just had a lighter and just instant fire, they'd be like, they'd get on their knees, start.
Well, speaking of solar eclipses, that's literally that's what Christopher Columbus did, supposedly. You know about that? Whenever he landed here, he was like, "Hey, y'all mother frickers, give me all your food or at least trade with me." And they were like, "No." And he was like, "All right, I didn't want to say this, but in about a week, the sun's going to turn dark, and that's the gods getting angry at you." Because he knew there was an eclipse going to happen the next week because they kept track of the stars. And they're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, buddy." Week comes, sun goes dark, and they're like, "We'll give you whatever you want." Bro, turn the sun dark.
Where'd you hear this?
It's popular. It's
Okay.
I mean, did you look it up? It's true. I encourage the audience to look it up.
Yeah, because I'm not wasting my time on that.
Because, I mean, but you don't need much.
No, you don't.
And so I would definitely a wolf, bro. A wolf is the most divine animal.
Really, a dog?
A wolf, bro.
A wolf is a dog.
Just like a white wolf.
The most divine?
Well, you tell me what's better.
Dude, I could think of anything better than that.
Tell me.
Okay, let me think.
A white wolf in the mountains is divine as frick.
No, that's just alpha.
Owls are kind of divine.
No, they're not. Dude, you're picking like the worst animals ever. Like a seahorse.
A seahorse is not divine.
It is because
bro.
it's unique looking. An owl's a bird. A dog is a dog is a wolf. A seahorse?
A seahorse.
What do you compare that to?
A
Nothing.
Seahorse is gay, bro. The dudes have babies.
We're not talking about gay. We're talking about divine.
Not divine, dude. It's
you said,
little.
look.
You can't have something real little be divine. That's not like nobody ever like.
Okay, what's the size? What's the height you need?
Just not little. I mean, imagine trying to worship something that little. Nobody ever does that. Worship, dude. If you saw a giraffe for the first time, you'd be like, okay, now we're talking. That thing's got a long neck. He probably knows something up there. Or, dude, if you saw a, you know what, for real though, a narwhal with the unicorn horn. If you didn't know any better, that's pretty divine.
That's a good one.
You know unicorns in the Bible?
You
know the phrase unicorn is in the Bible in some translations?
In some, yes.
I'm looking for it, dude, every so often.
Unicorn?
Yeah.
It's like...
You still haven't told me one divine animal besides a seahorse.
What do you want me to say? I've given you mine. You don't like it, so...
Because a wolf is superior, bro.
Okay, it's superior. I can't have an opinion on this podcast, I guess.
Yes, you can. I just want to hear one.
Down. You shot me down.
No, dude, I want to hear your opinion.
No, dude.
Tell me something that if you saw in the wild for the first time, you'd be like, hit the knees. I'm pagan and that thing's it.
A seahorse.
Bruh.
See, I can't have an opinion. Can't just accept it.
What's so awesome about a seahorse? Their ears? They have little Shrek ears?
It's a unique shape. Have you ever seen an animal that shape?
Okay, I'll tell you what. If it was on a bigger scale for me, and I saw the tail do the coil, and like, you know how the tail kind of coils when they move, and it shoots out, and that's how they move. That's kind of hype. They kind of just like got that spring on them.
You ever think a fish just like doesn't eat seahorses because I think it's like a hook, like a fishing hook? Like, you know, they think they're gonna get woo.
It's kind of insane that fish still go for hooks. If evolution is real, why are fish still biting hooks? After all these years, they've never figured out we've never changed the shape. It's always been a little silver U. You think evolution's real?
Do I think it's real? No.
How have they not figured that out yet?
I think fish are just pretty dumb, honestly. I'm glad they are too because they taste so good.
Imagine the one day the fish figure it out, though. They finally figure out hooks. And they just never bite again. That'd be crazy.
I saw this video on TikTok. Guess what? It was 8 seconds. I remember it. Of this. Okay, so like some people would comment on, I don't know, animal videos, but mostly on fish videos. Like people would like throw a fish back into the water or something, and then the comments would be like, the fish would tell all his buddies that this happened, but they wouldn't believe him. Something like that. So there's this TikTok of this guy. They were fishing, right? These two guys were fishing, and they were holding this fish during the solar eclipse. And they put the glasses on the fish, and they went like that to the fish. And they were showing him the eclipse, and they put him back in the water, and all the comments were like, his buddies are never going to believe him. That's not what he saw. Oh my goodness, bro.
Bro, what?
Dude, that fish knows more than what other fishes know. Almost every other fish. Do you think fish know about the solar eclipse?
We need to upgrade zoos, bro. We need to start showing animals crazy things. We need to start showing animals like, I don't know. Maybe we strap fireworks to them, let them get close. If we could show an animal how to shoot a gun, that'd be kind of wild.
We've done that. We've done that with monkeys, right?
You know how they make monkeys like do Pong or try to type sentences or something?
Yeah.
Imagine like actually trying to send a monkey through boot camp. Showing him like, here's this AR-15. How long does it take for him to use it?
Dude, honestly, I think a monkey could pass the LTC test.
Is that easy?
It's way too easy, actually.
Bro,
you're
gonna get them taken away.
I mean, like, you shoot 5 yards and then you shoot 7 yards, and if you get 90%, you got your license.
Yeah, 5 yards is crazy.
It is, even though you can't hit it.
Do you think monkeys are kind of divine though?
No, that's like the least divine animal. That's even least divine than a dog.
But sometimes they get so...
How did we get on the pagan divine worship?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about cool animals. Monkeys get weirdly similar to us, though. You got to admit that. Like, sometimes you're looking at them, they do something, and you're like, that was weird.
Have you seen that video? It's a TikTok. Have you seen that TikTok of the... It's not like an orangutan, but it's the weird-looking monkey.
Is that the fat face?
No, but it's got a big belly, but it's like maybe this tall.
Okay.
Standing up. It's got the big belly, and it's got like the big old forehead, and it's got like the long snout. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
A baboon, maybe? I don't know.
No. It's an ape of some sort, but it's got long arms. It looks goofy.
Yeah.
Anyway, these these young teenagers were in like an exhibit or something with this monkey, and the monkey was like going up to him and was like tugging on this guy's jacket.
Yeah.
And it's like an Adidas jacket, like, the 3 stripes. It's black. He's like tugging on it.
Uh-huh.
And the guy's like, what do you need? And so he like opens up his arms like this, and the monkey goes and like unzips the jacket right here, takes it off of him, and then he puts it on himself.
No.
And everybody's like freaking out. They're like,
yo, he's dripped out.
He's dripped out. He looks dripped too. It's so funny. It's like, how does he know how to do that?
Dude, I heard some guy talking about going to India, and he was saying, like, the monkeys there, you know how they're thieves?
Yeah.
Like, they'll try to steal your stuff?
They do that Animal Kingdom in Disney.
Well, apparently they're, like, smart. They're getting smart though. Like they've started to. They'll sell, or okay, let me rephrase this. The monkeys will steal super valuable items. So they'll like go for like your phone. Like they'll know not to just grab your backpack, but grab your phone. And then what they'll do is they'll go up in the trees, and there's all these stands around the trees of these guys selling mango slices. And this is in India. And you'll have to throw up a mango slice for them to hopefully drop your phone. But they said that they're starting to like hold out hard on like your phone, your wallet. Like they know when to hold out, which is weird.
Wow.
Like if it's just a backpack or something with nothing in it, they'll, throw in one slice. They got your phone up there. They know to hold out for like 10 slices or something.
Yeah.
That's weird, dude.
That is crazy. Dude, they're up there just like playing Angry Birds on it. Just like, waiting. Calling one of your buddies. FaceTime when you're home. What if you get a FaceTime from a monkey? Up in a tree?
Every time you call me, bro.
Like, yo. Come on, bro. You need to put me down like that?
Could you imagine, dude? We need to get monkeys on electronics. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I guess so.
Get them like... Yeah, why are we trying to send internet to like Africa? Send internet to monkeys. Send internet to like, the tribes. Let them... Imagine setting up like a couple of iPad stations. Setting up like in the forest, just random iPad station, always on charge, with Angry Birds the only app on it, and then just...
Oh, dude, they would love
levels.
that
Fruit Ninja?
No, the one where you like tap the bugs.
Ooh.
Dude, they would go crazy on that one.
Cookie clicker? You remember that? You remember that one? You try to get...
Oh, no, I didn't play that weird stuff.
What else do monkeys like? Maybe, you remember that one iPhone app that everybody used to have? That was, it was a gun?
Yeah.
And you just like, you shake it and it would load, and then you could go like that and it would shoot.
Oh, no, I had the one where you just tapped it and it shoot.
Really?
Wow.
Those used to be the thing. Like before, that was kind of before YouTube. Like there was apps that were like sound effects.
Yeah.
And you'd just be the coolest kid in school. You wait till it was quiet and you hit them with a fart.
Yeah. Yeah, they had that, and they had the...
Give monkeys that.
The one where, the app where it would like shoot missiles down on something,
Yeah.
Go, yeah, I had that one as well.
Give
I think it was like
monkeys
VFX.
technology, bro. Or give monkeys weapons, honestly.
No. 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 I'm trying to think of a reason not to, but I can think of way too many tonight. I can't even pick one.
What's the worst animal? Is it worse to give monkeys weapons or like bears?
Dinosaur.
Come on, bro. A live animal, bro.
Probably like a snake.
Invisibility. Snakes with invisibility is crazy. Snake rolling up on you on incognito mode is insane. Just striking you and you don't even see it striking you.
Anything in invisibility is crazy.
He just slithers away, flips you an invisible bird, and slithers out.
That's a snake. Flip you the bird. It just calls up and says,
okay, dude, imagine an invisible rattlesnake. You hear the rattle. You know how terrified you'd be? You hear the...
Yeah, that'd be kind of scary.
Invis?
Yeah.
Any animal invis, low-key. Invis seahorses.
Aren't seahorses poisonous?
Maybe if you eat them, I don't know if that they're regular poisonous.
Dude, you know what makes you so mad? It's all these, like, Asian countries eating whatever. It makes me mad, dude.
Why does it make you mad?
Because you don't need to eat everything.
Why?
The horseshoe crab? You know what I'm talking about?
Not exactly. What's wrong with the horseshoe?
Well, let me show you. Let me show you what it looks like. Horseshoe crab. So this, take a look at this, bro. They be eating that. They eat that.
That's disgusting. I saw a dude.
You don't need to eat that.
I saw a dude pick that up. He picked it up and put his hand in the feet part. So he was grabbing around his and he said, I like the way it feels. And I was like, you're a creep, dude.
Look.
You're daggum.
I think it's like a super cool looking animal. I'm not going to eat it, but it does have a use. You can extract the venom or whatever.
Okay.
No, blood. It's got blue blood like Dune.
Like a king?
No, like Dune. Yeah, you see that movie?
Yeah. It's a good movie.
So they extract the blood from that, which is actually like really helpful in a lot of like vaccines or whatever. Or
sure it is.
Medicine.
Sure it is. No, I'm just okay.
But I'm like, that's cool. You can do that. That's probably why they're here.
Yeah.
Don't gotta eat them, dude. There's no meat in that.
Yeah, that's a disgusting animal. It actually looks like it came out of Dune. Like if that skittered across the screen in Dune, you wouldn't be like, that's a normal.
Skittered. Let me show you another thing they eat, bro.
Look up invisible snake, bro. That thing's got me scared now.
Bro, they eat this.
A manta ray?
A manta ray.
Oh, dude, those things are so freaking majestic. And the fact that they just fly out of the water and they flap their wings like a bird, but they're a fish.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Is it actually a fish or is it a mammal?
It's a chondrichthyes.
Okay.
Mabulidae family.
Does it not say like mammal or something? Fish? What's that say? Scientific. The manta.
It's a fish.
Cartilaginous fish. Cartilaginous fish. Oh, they're saying it's sharks.
Yeah, dude, they be eating way too much stuff, dude. It makes me mad, honestly. You think we got COVID? Let's stop right here. Stop right here.
The weirdest one is the ones where you're like...
bats?
Bats are weird. Bats are disgusting. No, the weirdest one is the ones where they're playing with death.
Scorpion.
Whenever they're eating like the pufferfish, and if you don't cut it just right, it's like, what? Why do you need to do that?
Eel?
Eel's gross, bro.
Why on earth?
Name a nastier animal than an eel. Like when they're all like, okay,
jellyfish.
When you see
they eat jellyfish.
Those are nasty. But when you have like a bucket full of eels and there's no room for water and they're all just sliding around against each other, name a nastier animal, bro. Those things are gross.
It's like the same thing as a snake in a bucket,
Also, electric eels are a real thing and we just are fine with that. You tell me an animal can just shock around itself and everybody's just doesn't think about that?
There's a bug that does that too.
A lightning bug? Come on, bro.
No, like shock.
Like shock, like zap? Send an electric?
I think so.
Look up electric animals and see what come up. How can people be fine with just an animal can just zzz, like, how long we had to put a key on a kite to get electricity, and this animal does it for freelance.
So there's electric eel, electric ray, eels, echidnas.
Echidnas? What is that?
Quill-like animal.
Is it porcupine?
It looks like it.
Dude, that name is hilarious. Electrophorus?
Electric catfish? Hold up.
Bro, that's how they got fried catfish. I mean, come on.
This family has the ability to generate electricity, delivering a shock up to 350 volts.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you get hit with the power, it's like 120.
Electric catfish?
How much is the eel? Did it say?
Oh, 860 volts. You're done for. You're dead. You're dead.
What's that? Hold on. We'll go back to that echidnas. What's about that?
Echidnas?
Echidna. Sometimes known as a spiny anteater, are quill-covered monodermis belonging to the family Tigadibla, living in Australia, of course. Literally, they got electric porcupines, and people are just fine with living in Australia.
This is literally Pikachu.
That's the most insane thing.
They got Pikachu up in Australia.
What can they do? Look up what can echidna do.
I'm looking it up.
They sense
electric fields.
Tolerate snow and have
mating.
Oh, okay. They look kind of small, to be honest.
Well, they're little small boys.
They're real small. They're ancient egg-laying mammals from deserts to snow.
Adaptable mating trains and mating trains.
Yeah.
Yo.
No wonder they're electric friction, bro. You're rubbing it.
You have seen videos of kangaroos, spectral over 11 males fervently pursue a single male.
And we're fine with kangaroos, too. That's another one. That's just not... It's not okay. Hold up. Go back to the electric. Look up what's the most electric animal. And
It's probably an eel.
Can it kill you? I wonder if it.
An eel can kill you, yeah.
Most electric animal. Let's see this. Because, I mean, we can't just be fine with that. We can't just walk around every day getting Dairy Queen Sonic Blast.
Electric eel.
Our genus Electrophorus.
They are known for their ability to stun their prey by generating electricity, delivering shocks at up to 860 volts.
Say, can it kill you?
Well, duh. Hold on, I'm going to see how many.
I don't know if it can, though, or not.
Lightning strike voltage.
Bro, it's going to be way more. 300 million volts from lightning?
About 300 million volts of electricity from lightning.
Dog, you're gone. I mean, we should have known. They literally split trees in half.
But yeah, true. But look, in comparison, household currents is 120 volts. So an eel is like 8 times your electricity in your house. Well, if you like got shocked from your outlet.
Because I think you can die on 240, which is the dryer. So, but I don't know if you can die. Look up, can you die from electric eel? I gotta know.
Yes, dude.
I don't think you can. I think there's something different because it just said stun prey. It didn't say kill prey.
Well, I'm sure they have an ability, you know. Because the last thing I'm looking up.
But how are we fine with that? How are we fine
with
that?
What do you suppose we do? What do you suggest?
We need to sit down and think about it. And like come to a council and say, hey, do we need to take these out? We need to have a hunt on electric eels.
Though rare, people have been known to die about being shocked by an electric eel. A single jolt can cause a person to drown even in shallow water, and multiple shocks could lead to respiratory or heart failure.
No.
It's best to avoid the territory altogether, and that goes for fishing and swimming.
Bruh. That's a gangster.
Can a dead eel still shock you? The ability to deliver power shock with the living eel uses for self-defense. And
all right, I'm not mad with the big guy, but he could have gave us some more abilities. If you know what I'm saying. We could have been, we could have had strength or something. Ants can lift 10 times their weight. I'm doing half.
That sounds like a you problem, dog. Sounds like a you problem.
Come on, dude. Tell me, you think the big guy shorted us on some abilities, Loki?
No, I think we're fine. I think this podcast needs to end.
Dude, the viewers, they need this information.
Dude, I've got stuff to do.
You don't?
I do. Dude, I got stuff to do.
They love you, Josh.
Sure.
You don't have...
See ya.
Yeah, we don't know nothing, but we hope you enjoy the something. We just honkies that don't know nothing. You know we have fun and it does not bust it. We love you, honky. Man, we keep the gravy and stuffing. Gravy and stuff, and I keep your mom in a Dutch oven. Gravy and stuff. Gravy and stuff. Gravy and stuff, man.